How would you like to land an interview at a top tech company without even applying? That is a topic we're going to talk about tonight. And there seems to be this traditional mindset, this kind of stronghold in the job seeker market where we believe we have to apply for a job and wait for somebody to give us a call and, play the whole waiting game. And what I preach so often is that if you follow a different set of tactics, if you think differently about the career search from applying and praying, what you can do is you can go on LinkedIn and you can basically hyper target. You have to be very specific. You have to hyper target somebody that has a unique background very similar to yours. That could be a background of the same education. That could be the background of the Navy or the military or something along those lines. It has to be some kind of connection. And the biggest thing to remember if you're first in this first step is when you hyper target somebody, you don't want to just hyper target them based on the job title that they have. You want to look through their LinkedIn profiles. You want to really, if they have any content, if they create any YouTube videos, if they are on Instagram, you want to kind of find them where they live in their different social media arenas and really dig in, because the large majority of people are not passionate about their job. So you may see them on the surface and be like, hey, this person does what I do, or this person has kind of gone through the same steps as I do from a career perspective, but you really want to go a couple layers deeper than that. And I'll give you an example. So I teach this course called Break Into Big Tech, and I was teaching the students to, or was having the students give me a target list of companies and a target list of people to get really, really specific about, who they were going to go after. One person we stumbled on was, an employee at Netflix, and they had a pretty high-ranking title. And what the student did was they said, oh, well, we have a similar background in the career portfolio arena. But there was a couple bullet points on this person's profile. One of them was storyteller and filmmaker. And it said, this is their passion, storytelling and filmmaking. And that was their way in to Netflix. And so we started digging in further. We started finding this person as a storyteller on YouTube and digging into the psychology of what they believe, why they believe in it. Right? Those passions outside of work are the main things that you want to try to find connection points with somebody. Once you've isolated a person and you have found those connection points in a background, and you've consumed their content, you kind of really have gotten into their head about who they are and what they believe, then what you can do is you can go and craft a really insightful comment on one of their LinkedIn posts, one of their LinkedIn articles, something along those lines. And what will wind up happening if you nail the comment, and if that comment incites an emotional connection, right, a true connection of backgrounds, the person will reach back out to you. And this is exactly what wound up happening to one of my Break Into Big Tech students the other day. She commented on an AWS employee's article about diversity and inclusion. And this individual cares deeply about that. The candidate who was looking for roles in diversity and inclusion and had a LinkedIn profile that was all kind of tailored towards diversity and inclusion, commented that insightful post. So they had that point of connection. And this person wrote back and said, hey, I just saw that you read and left a reaction to my article on why I work at AWS. I'm passionate about diversity and inclusion in hiring here at AWS, plus I'm a veteran myself. So she used 2 points of connection, diversity and inclusion and veteran of the military. This person goes on to say, so if the time comes that you're interested in working here, feel free to reach out to me. And yes, we're continuing all of our hiring efforts. We are constantly looking for talent, pandemic or no pandemic. It has changed some aspects of how we interview, but that's it. Notice what wound up happening here, right? This person made a human connection, and then a follow-up to this was they had a call, and the Amazon employee said that they would be happy to kind of guide them through the entire interview process and just hold their hand through the whole thing, right? Like that is so incredibly valuable, because if you just try to apply for a role, what'll happen is you're going to go through the politics of recruiter, possibly recruiter number two, possibly a few other intermediaries, right, before you finally get to an on-site interview. And what this person did with a simple comment that was insightful, that was matched to somebody else's background, created a connection, created a human connection, and that led to an email from the hiring manager to her, and that led to a call, and that is then going to lead to an on-site, skipping all of those steps. So the key takeaway here for you guys is, if you want to find a job, don't use traditional methodology. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the future of job seeking. It's super powerful, and what is happening is the recruiting is going on in the comments section. So if you have a great LinkedIn profile, great looking LinkedIn profile, and it's tailored and direct about who you are, and it has a personal story about who you are and what you stand for, and then you find somebody who has a similar background and you comment on their posts, on their articles, if you consume their content and you get in their head, then that person is likely to reach out to you, and that's where the magic happens, guys. So that's the key takeaway for this video. Hopefully you like it. It's a little dark in here tonight, trying a little different setting. So that's it, and have a great night or day, wherever you're at.